Why should an actor be on social media?
Because everybody's on it. Because even producers are looking at how many followers do those people have. Because it gives you control of being able to share with the world your talents, your skills. It's a tool. It's free.
Hey, Common Senster, if you're looking for acting tips, industry insights, interviews, or life lessons, you have come to the right place. Today, my guest is Tammy Lynn. She is a publicist and the founder of Spotlight PR, a publicist of mine who I just love and I think is worth her weight in gold. Please help me welcome Tammy Lynn. Hello.
Hello. Well, thank you.
Yes.
I think you're worth your weight in gold, too.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, how did you get into PR?
You know, I sort of fell into it in that I went to school for communication and filmmaking. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I was working in New York after college. I went to New York and I was working in a post-production house. And a friend of mine worked at a broadcast PR firm. And she's like, you need a change. Come over here and learn this. And that's sort of how I got into it, is setting up interviews, those on-site interviews that you would see like from a trade show or things like that via satellite and all that. I got into it that way. And it gave me a taste of all kinds of projects, from, business to medical to auto to entertainment. And it really wasn't then until I got into entertainment when I moved back to LA.
Are you originally from?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm one of the only.
And where did you go to school back east?
I went to school here.
Oh.
I went to school at USC. And
Okay.
I met a boy, and that took me to New
Boy.
York.
That boy.
That'll do it. And so I followed him, and I loved New York, but I definitely don't have the cold was like, oh my gosh. And I stayed several years, and then I was done.
Okay.
And I had an opportunity then to move back to LA. I felt like I knew more people here. It was home.
Yes.
And but I kept then in PR, and I didn't skip a beat there. I just became a freelancer for the same company that I was working for in New York, and I was freelance then doing corporate stuff for several years until I had so many actor friends who would book a job. And not big jobs. I mean, they would book a one episode on a TV show or a supporting role in a film. And it occurred to me, hey, we can get a little PR for you if you want. Why don't we try this? So that's really where I gravitated towards in getting into entertainment PR, was just with my friends and testing it out on them. And it was then an acting coach and a career coach who both said to me, this is a business. Like, why are you not doing this for actors who really don't need and can't afford the full service, thousands of dollars, type of PR, but really just need it when they need it? And so that's when I started thinking, oh, I guess I really could do this. And I kept testing it out, and I tested it for about a year and a half to make sure that it would work and that there was a market for it and that it could last. And that's when Spotlight PR Company grew out of that.
Well, one of the great things that I love that you do is a la carte, right?
Yeah.
And so that if I need a bio, I can just call you and say, Tammy, I need a bio.
Yes.
Can you do a bio for me? And I don't have to worry about having to incur a cost that I don't have, meaning, that $2,500 or
Right.
$3,000 a month, but I can get
Right.
my bio done.
Right.
And so what I love that you do is for the actor who is trying to get themselves together,
Yeah.
is that they can hit you every month, if possible, every other month, and say, can you do a bio? Can you help
Right.
me with my press kit? Can you help me?
Exactly.
I've got a movie and I need somebody to walk me through the red carpet. Can you be my person?
Right. And it was really because there are some great PR firms who are, rock solid, but yes, it's going to cost you anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month with a 3-month commitment right up front. They want $6,000 right now. And most working blue collar, journeyman actors that I know can't afford that. I mean, that's crazy money, right? And also indie filmmakers and creators, because now there's more actors have branched into that. So that later now has become a whole nother sector of people that I work with as well. But it's you just can't, you don't have that kind of budget. So it was really, okay, how can I make this to where you can still capitalize on building your buzz, building your momentum, gaining a little bit of press that might then help to add a little credibility to your project, add a little credibility to your career, give you a tool to use in your marketing to get better rep, right? Or to get, into an office. And that's really where all that spawned from. And it just became, well, there's a way to do this where I can create a finite package of here's what the service that you get, here's the price you pay as you go, pay as you need it, and only when you need it. Whether it's a bio, and I do those often, or whether it's a press campaign of reaching out to help you, after you have a show or whatever, if you want to gain a little traction for that in the media, that's exactly what we do for a specific period of time, and that's all we focus on, that single campaign, instead of it being, no, we're going to work months on end, and it's going to cost you, it's an bottomless pit. What I discovered, it's interesting, and I think this is why PR gets such a strange rap, like not necessarily it doesn't leave a good impression with a lot of people, is because people at the end of the day, people go, well, what did I get? I spent $6,000 and what did I get? And often what I tell people is really your PR campaign should depend on what are your goals, your needs, and your budget. And they need to all line up, right? I mean, everybody's goal is to, be on one of the late night shows talking about some amazing, big, huge blockbuster project that they're in or whatever. As PR goes, mm-hmm. Yes. That's what everybody's, that's the ultimate. But you can't start there, and you shouldn't expect to start there, right? Everybody starts down here, and you don't want that to be your first interview because the pressure would just be insane. It's a graduation, the same way that when you book a smaller role that leads to a larger role, that leads to the starring role, that leads to the series regular or whatever, it's that same concept when it comes to dealing with the press.
What do you love about press?
I have always been a news junkie. I just am. I like to watch the news and hear about fresh things. But what I really love about being a publicist and working with rising actors and rising creators is helping them land their first piece of coverage, their first article. The excitement is, I enjoy helping other people, share their talents, right, with the world. And that's exciting. It's exciting for them, but it's exciting for me too, because it's not always easy to land somebody a little bit of coverage, but it gives me a challenge. And then when you land it, it's exciting. It's just exciting in general. So that's really why I do what I do. And that's why I work with people that I work with. I have some celebrity clients that I work with, but I don't work with them in the way you know them. So it's like if they're shifting gears, like if a well-known actress is shifting gears because now she's directing. So I'll work with her as the director, but not as the actress. She'll get a full service firm that'll help her and handle her with that. I take just this other little sector that we're focusing on. It's fun.
What would you tell somebody who's watching that's heard this interview and is going, I would like to do that?
To be a publicist? Oh, get an internship at a PR firm. Learn what you can. There are lots of good ways to crack in, get invited, volunteer to work at some of these festivals and some of these events. Start volunteering your time. I mean, it's like anybody who wants to try something. You're probably not going to get paid at first. You probably won't with PR either. So try and look for ways to volunteer, to gain experience, to, turn to your friends who may be creators, who need a little help, and test it out with them.
Now, do you take interns?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
You could
absolutely.
Call her.
Absolutely. Call me.
Email her.
For sure.
I want to be
for
of
sure.
service.
Reach out to me.
That's fantastic.
And I do, absolutely. I'm always looking for people who want to learn how to write a press release. Reach out to me. You want to learn how to make pitch calls to press. Reach out to me.
Let's go into the world of social media
Okay.
as far as helping with publicity. One of the things that you do is you work in tandem with Heidi Dean, and you guys start breaking down how to use social media to start getting traction with publicity.
Yes. She and I created an online course this last year,
which is excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
And because she's amazing. She's a
is
total
amazing.
social media guru, and it's something that I don't do in my business. So it was a great partnership for her and I. And because
she's East Coast.
She's East Coast and I'm West. Okay. Yes, but we get together occasionally because that's the side of marketing. Mm-hmm. Social media is the marketing element, right? Okay. So, and anybody can do it. You have total control. So you have to, and I know some people hate social media, and I understand, but treat it as this is part of my business, mm-hmm. the same way you would take a class, to hone your skills, or you would read a book to understand a method, or put it into action. Treat it that way. Treat it as this is my business, so I need to spend a little bit of time. I need to understand it. If you're only doing one platform even, fine, but be on something. And then
now what's the why? Why should an actor be on social media?
Because everybody's on it. Because even producers are looking at how many followers do those people have. Because it gives you control of being able to share with the world your talents, your skills. It's a tool. It's free that you can promote what you're working on, so that you have to create the career you want, right? So you want to show people, I am doing this, even if you're not getting paid, even if it's creating your own projects, whatever. You're still doesn't mean just because you didn't get paid that you're not an actor. You still acted in something. You're still that's still an artist. So show it. Use what you've got. Fake it till you make it, right? Everybody's heard that saying. But fake it in a good way that feels authentic. And that's where I think people
wouldn't even say fake it. I would just say start stringing those little things. Because those little things then become a big thing.
Right.
That what you think is little is impressive to somebody else.
That's it. Well, because not everybody is working in entertainment. I mean, not everybody has the opportunity to, be in a web series or in a film, and it doesn't even matter the level. Not everybody has the skill, the drive, the ambition, the passion for it, the desire to create art, right? Because that's really what it is, right? And to share sort of all those talents with the world. A lot of people wish they could, and they just never start, which is sad. But you are, and if you are, own it.
That's right.
It doesn't matter what level you're at.
It's valuable.
Own it.
It's valuable real estate. Yes. Take advantage of it.
Yes, and social media is the easiest way to do that.
Good. I think that social media is crucial. Mm-hmm. It's part of your job now, especially for older actors who don't like technology, don't want to do social media, that you really can't get around it. You really have to stake your claim in one of the platforms and really start building, laying down breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
This is
yeah.
who I am.
Plant
this
the
is
seeds.
what I do.
That's it.
Put up old clips of what you do, pictures of you with other celebrities or other actors on set. One of the things that I see young people doing, and they are owning it. I mean, they are just crushing it because they don't think what they did is nothing. They think it's huge. It's like, I was standing in front of the comedy store, and I was at the comedy store. Yeah. What were you doing? I just walked there,
Yeah.
But it gets traction. When you're hashtagging and then you tag people on it, it starts to build a momentum. And older actors sometimes are so resistant to get on that platform, and it is so necessary for them to do that. And I think older actors are missing the boat because they should start giving some of their experience, sharing some of what they learned as an actor, what their trick is for auditioning, mm-hmm. and especially those that book work, mm-hmm. because that's another thing older actors have a problem with is publicity. They're waiting for somebody to give them the job or call them,
Yeah.
and it's like nobody's calling you, not today.
Well, it's a different industry now than
But
it
it
was.
was still a different industry back then, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
When I started, one of my acting teachers, Roy London, who I was with for 9 years, he was a stickler on making actors get publicists,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they said, do not spend your money on anything frivolous. Put your money away, save it so you can get a publicist. That's how Brad Pitt started. He was in my class. He started getting publicity, not on anything he did, but on who he took out.
Yeah.
He figured out, took a couple of actors out that were on TV shows. Who's that guy with so-and-so?
Mm-hmm.
Who's that guy with... And that's how he started his thing. I saw that with my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with him even having a job at that moment. And then he booked a couple of TV shows, and then we heard a little bit more, bit more. But it's that groundswell. And so social media is crucial, I think, for every actor to have a platform, to have a voice, to be seen. I did a play reading. I auditioned. I see young actors talking about, I auditioned for so-and-so. They didn't even book the job, and they're just sharing that they auditioned,
Right.
And because of that, they're getting traction.
Yeah.
They're starting to, people are curious.
Well,
they want to know.
It's because they're willing to put themselves out there as being in the business, being a professional, being a working person within the industry. That's their business. And I think that it goes back to what I was saying before about it feeling icky.
Yes.
I think a lot of people who didn't grow up with social media and sharing everything
Mm-hmm.
all the time, it goes back to what I don't want to feel icky. I don't want to feel like I'm bragging. And I think you have to do it in such a way that it feels authentic. You know what I mean? So every person is going to have a way or a style that fits their personality.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to then do it. And
Yes.
some people it's because they fear because they just don't know how. Well,
Yes.
so go on YouTube or get your granddaughter or whoever to show you, get some teenager to show you how to use it. It's just a platform. It's very easy. It's accessible. It's easy to learn. Pick one. I always say just start with one. Master one platform. It's okay if you're only on one. And most actors these days, it feels like, are on Instagram is the one.
Yes.
And the expectations on Instagram are a little different. You don't have to post every day. Twitter, you really should be posting multiple times a day. Facebook, it's getting a little bit of a lot of people are not happy with Facebook right now. So
But the
a lot of
older
people are leaving
are
it.
Still, people are
yeah, it
still
depends.
on Facebook.
So it depends
Yes.
on who's your audience.
Yes.
Who are you trying to gain as your
Right.
fan?
Right.
Where do you have the most potential to gain as your fans, right? So, but a lot of people are switching to Instagram, I think, because the expectations are if I post 3 to 4 times a week, that's acceptable as long
Yes.
as they're good quality posts that showcase. And also, I like to stick to the 80-20 rule. Now, that would be 80% of the time you're posting something that is fun, educational, entertaining, about your hobbies, about things that don't relate to you as an artist.
Say that again.
80% of the time, you should be posting stuff that is just, that is other, that is not business related.
That's being of service.
Yes, that is being of service. 20% of the time, it's okay to promote. Because otherwise, your people that are seeing you in their feed are like, oh, there they are talking about themselves, showcasing, then it feels like you're bragging, or it feels like that's all they talk about. Don't they do anything else? And fans, people that don't know you, want to feel like they know you personally. They want to know details about you, about what you like to do in your free time. What's it like hanging out with you? Oh, so I tell people, create an editorial calendar for yourself. Mm-hmm. Meaning, if you're going to post 4 times a week, have 4 different topics, right? And one of those, maybe sometimes 2, if you have something premiering, can be about you as the actor. The others are about, every week I post about dogs because I'm a dog person.
Or you can build to you in the project. You could say, this director was fantastic.
Absolutely.
And then and he directed me and such and such.
Absolutely.
So you're still giving value, and you're not
Exactly.
bragging.
Exactly.
And it makes us want to come to your page again.
Yes. Well, that's it. Is that it's if you do it in ways that are, again, are authentic and are of service and are giving kudos to somebody else, that's an easy way to address stuff like that. When you have somebody else is doing amazing work and maybe you worked with them on a project, you're like, shout out to them. Love their nude project, and I was so, I know they're amazing firsthand because they directed me in such and such. So then it's like, oh, it's a shout out and about that person.
Right.
It's not always all about me,
Right.
but it is a little bit. And here's my connection to them,
Right.
which is why it's
Right.
authentic.
But it takes it to another level,
Yes.
right? You have a program you do with Heidi Dean.
Mm-hmm.
Can you unpack that for me a little bit?
Well, the one that we have out currently, it's called You Created It, Now What? It's really for the actor turned creator, because there are so many. I mean, that's the future. Everybody's pretty much creating their own thing. And it dives into how to take on press and how to take on social media towards helping you promote that project, promote whatever it is that you've created. So if it's something you have releasing, online, or whether it's something going to an indie festival or any of that, it'll showcase how they work hand in hand together. Right? She teaches, we broke it into, you have your press and you have your social media and how they work together and how they, cross over and what you can do to get started in each to help you promote that project. So we launched it last year. It's been a lot of fun. It's an online thing. And
we're going to have the links for all of the programs that Tammy has in the description. You'll be able to get everything.
And if people go to my website, spotlightprcompany.com, join my mailing list, you'll get notified when things are coming up and what I've got going.
And you also have a online program that people can buy for publicity.
People can work directly with me. Mm-hmm. They can buy that, the press package. Or I have a do-it-yourself one, the Buzz Building Blueprint.
Which
where
is
you can
excellent.
You can create
Yes.
your own,
Mm-hmm.
and so that will teach you how to create a press release, create a media list, go out. It gives you examples. It gives you options how to put it all together so that you can then go out and that you can use over and over and over again.
She has worked with me. She's helped me on some campaigns. She's helped me with my bio. She's helped me with press release. She's my go-to person when I need something immediately. She helps me. So I would just encourage you to start expanding your sense of success. And even though you may not be a Brad Pitt today, doesn't mean you won't be one tomorrow. But it starts with those little steps. So whatever little job you're getting, start thinking about getting publicity for it. And like I said, in the description, we have all the information of how you can contact Tammy Lynn, how you can look at her online stuff, because she blogs. She's got some great stuff to share with you on her website, and she also has a wonderful online piece that she's done with Heidi Dean to help you with your social media. Mm-hmm. I can't stress this enough. For every actor out there, you could be the most talented person, but no one's going to know you if there is no press on you. And when you sit in your room and you start thinking about so-and-so's booking work and so-and-so's booking work, they're probably booking work because they got themselves a publicist. They started figuring it out, because nobody's calling you just because you're great. There are a million great performers sitting in their living room or by their computer, and nobody cares. And that is all the time I have for you today. Please, if you like this message, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and definitely give us some feedback in the comments. Till next time, see ya.